Hey everybody in the Sellers Academy, welcome to step 2 of the selling process. This is the market phase. Whether you're looking to sell to an insider, like an associate, a non-equity partner, or anything else, or go into the true brokerage, the marketplace for buying and selling law firms, it doesn't matter. It's the same. It's an approach to basically say, I've prepared, right, for sale. That's the discovery step. And now I'm ready to start having discussions for buyers. So in this one, right, the market phase, the first step is, how do you find the buyers? Well, overall, if you're working with us, we do kind of a mix of promotion, right? We've got confidential listings that we're going to put out there and promote. We do direct search. We're going to use short blurbs of that listing or anything else, all confidential, but we're going to outreach to targets, to others across your, geographic or outside of typically, to see if they're interested in expansion, everything else. And then we're promoting in any other way. We're database searching, we're network searching. Really, it's a combination of that. But if you're not working with us, you can do the same thing, right? You can look at who is your network. Who is your network and who maybe have you done deals with? If you're a transactional lawyer, was there a good young lawyer that you did a deal with a couple years ago that's really solid, that may be that right successor, may be interested in taking over your practice, or a firm that's in the town across from you that may look at that. Those are all options, right? So again, it's where to find that buyer. The key component of it is, if you're kind of searching and going through that, you can do legal associations, you can do legal insurers are a good one as well to kind of look at, because they have everybody and information and everything else. But overall, you need to make it active, right? You need to make sure that it's a pursuit. One of the biggest things that we're sometimes hired for is to be an active pursuit. When you're running your firm, we're out there looking for buyers, having buyer initial conversations, working to coordinate financing, do all of these different things with buyers, again, while you're running the firm. And so the overall goal is to really push that forward and make sure you just don't haphazardly have some conversations, because then it's really hard to kind of move out of this phase ever. You get stuck, right? You get stuck here and the conversations really don't move or anything else. To that point, in this match phase, the most important thing is, the market phase is time. Giving yourself time in the market. Our typical engagement is at least 12 months that we ask for in the marketplace. A lot of our deals have closed after 12 months. We've had some deals that, again, have closed after a few years. And, again, the sellers keep, processing through. Doesn't mean they didn't get offers, early or anything else, but they're waiting for the right match, the right fit to kind of do that. And so again, the more time you can give yourself, you don't have to take the first offer that comes along. You want to be committed to the process, but being in the market the longest period of time gives you the most options, right? Not waiting until I'm ready to retire in a year or 6 months, right? We've had those, and those are really tough or impossible to find any fits for. And so give yourself time. It's the most important asset that you can have during this sale process. It's time. Commit earlier, right, to the process, and then just give yourself time in those discussions, everything else, to find the perfect match for you. And then the last piece to know really on that market phase is, discussions with buyers, right? You're going to have potential prospective buyers that either we'll introduce or that you'll meet, and it's really, what do we do now? Well, one is, hopefully in discovery, you do have things that are your financials, those preliminary items that you can provide to a buyer. But you also want to know a purchase price and potential terms that have been tested and work. That's a big thing of what we do in the discovery phase, is go through to really build out the deal. And if you don't have that, then a lot of times you just swirl around and have discussions, but really nobody knows where to go with it. The deal terms are gonna matter, right? The fit is gonna matter. Like, is this a good fit, everything else? And then the key aspect of it is just to remember there's certain emotional vulnerability when talking with buyers. You're not interviewing a client, right? You're not going through and you're not an attorney. The buyers are interviewing you. And so just be ready, again, to talk about you, to talk about what you've built, your great law firm. Not as much about you, talk about your firm, that's a good thing. But overall, just be prepared to be a little bit vulnerable in that process, because buyers want to dig and they want to ask, well, why did you do this? Or what do you think about that? And they're not questioning, they're really the ones, interviewing to see if it would be a good fit for them, right? And then the last piece of it is, looking at this different structure, the biggest question that a buyer is going to want to know, where do the clients come from? And they're going to want to kind of have the discussion of what would be the plan to make sure that continues to happen, right? That's a transition plan question. It might be a marketing question otherwise, but just give it some thought and be ready to answer that question. So again, this is the market phase. The coolest part is the next step, which is the close phase. But overall, everything you've done in discovery is going to get you here to make sure it's successful. And again, give yourself the most time in this, step of the selling process as possible, and you will find that right fit. Thanks so much.